Jacob may seem like an ordinary 8-year-old boy, but he has a story of love, determination, and compassion of extraordinary measures. Jacob was born on August 4th, 2004 with multiple complications. For almost 2 weeks, Jacob ended up in the neonatal intensive care unit due to cardiac arrest and a lack of oxygen to the brain. He was only 5 pounds. But thanks to miraculous work by the doctors and nurses of BC Children's Hospital, Jacob will be turning 9 this year. However, that's not the amazing part of this story. This story begins with the birth of his younger brother, Daniel.
Daniel, his heart defect was discovered because we had lost a previous child, and so they became hypervigilant with her pregnancies. Christiane went in for the first ultrasound?
24 weeks.
24 weeks, and they noticed an anomaly on the ultrasound.
We got the ultrasound in Abbotsford, and she couldn't get a clear picture of his heart. So she said, we'll send you to Vancouver.
After arriving in Vancouver in early 2011, the doctors discovered that Daniel had a condition known as transposition of the greater artery. This meant that Daniel's body didn't have proper circulation, and once he was born, he would have to undergo open heart surgery. Jacob, who continued to visit BC Children's Hospital, immediately felt a strong connection to his brother and took it upon himself to do what he could.
It all started off with he had no intention of fundraising for charity. Jacob started, he was saving up bottles and cans. He was bound and determined he wanted a helicopter ride for his birthday. And upon investigation, Christiane discovered that him as a 7-year-old kid couldn't, in fact, go on a helicopter ride by himself, that he would have had to raise the money for not only himself.
They didn't want children because of insurance.
Yeah.
And then we went down to Children's and he saw the crane and the idea when he talked with the nurse, well, I can't use my money for the helicopter. And talking about how the hospital saved Daniel and that they were going to be opening up for heart transplant. That was new coming. So he thought it would be really cool to make sure that kids like Daniel have a chance. So he came to us and said, we'll just give that money here. And it kind of went from there because we took our walks all the time and he still collected the bottles. He said, well, that'll just all go.
Since then, Jacob has continued to collect bottles around town to raise money for BC Children's Hospital. He has also gained help from a few local businesses.
2, please.
Such as Domino's Pizza, who gave Jacob free pizza coupons to sell, as well as Merritt Movie Experts, which as you can see is being promoted on local radio station Q101.
You've been raising money for 1 whole year, and you've been doing it some really cool ways. You've been raising money by getting some bottles and cans and doing your bottle drive, but you've got Merritt Movie Experts on board, and it's every Friday, the final Friday of every month. Anybody that wants to rent a movie, they're donating to your cause. Any 7-day rental, they pay whatever they want, and they help you out, right?
When we were approached by our 7-year-old kid with this idea, as parents, we're obligated to help him out with this, right?
A year and a half ago, Jacob gave up his $500 that he saved for a helicopter ride to help kids like his brother Daniel. Since then, he has raised over $6,000 to BC Children's Hospital. And in the end, he got his helicopter ride.
And that night, the manager of the airport, after hearing Jacob's story, talked to one of the guys that's a contract helicopter pilot here in town. We get a phone call that night, have Jacob here at 9 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I want to give him a helicopter ride. How do you teach a kid charity better than that? He gave up on his dream and he got it repaid twofold.
For Shaw TV and Merritt, I'm Danny Gonsalves.